Welcome back, Chiefs Kingdom, to another KC Sports Report live stream. And just like always, we're going to have a jam-packed show for everybody, but what a time to be a Chiefs fan. I mean, can you believe that we have Brett Veach, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and now we have Le'Veon Bell? You guys probably saw my videos yesterday, but I'm pumped. I cannot wait to see what Le'Veon Bell can do with the Chiefs. We're going to get into this game. It's on Monday, 4:30, I believe. But I want to answer your guys' questions. I've neglected that in previous streams. I don't want to do that tonight. So ask your questions down below in the comments, and I will be sure to get to them. So we're going to have another guest come on later in the show to kind of talk about NFL predictions for Week 6. But right now, let's get into the Bills and Chiefs game this Monday. So the Bills take on the Chiefs. We're in Buffalo this week, but the game's Monday at like 4:30. So that's an odd time, but it's all right. I mean, we're gonna get to see our Chiefs win earlier. So the Chiefs are going to Buffalo. I mean, we all know that the Chiefs did not look very good on Sunday, but to counteract that, the Bills didn't look good on Tuesday either. They got blown out by the Titans, and Josh Allen did not look like he's been playing very well. I mean, in that game he did, but normally Josh Allen has been playing pretty good, but in that Titans game, he choked. So I think that the Chiefs have the advantage in this game. I really do. I think that the Chiefs are going to bounce back and win this game. I believe it, and I think that we're just a flat-out better team. We're not going to have Le'Veon Bell in this game. We got to wait for him. I think it's COVID protocol. He can play next week, I believe, but as of right now, he cannot play on Monday. But I'm not worried. I'm really not. I think that this Chiefs team is just by far and away a better team, and I think that they're going to show it on Monday against the Bills. But what do you guys think? Is this going to be a blowout, a close game, a shootout? I mean, I'm leaning more towards the shootout, but I mean, if you're going to get in a shootout, there's nobody else besides Patrick Mahomes that I would want to take. Let's see. What's up, everybody? Checking the comments now. Do you feel we will see a lot more of Mecole Hardman this week with Watkins being hurt? Feel like he could have a good game. That's very possible. I think that, let's see, the Bills defense, as good as it's been in years prior, it hasn't been great this year. I mean, they've let the Rams, the Dolphins, and I think the Giants get back into games. So you can definitely put up points on this Bills defense. But I'm not sure if they're going to go to Sammy, or it's not Sammy. I don't know if they're going to go to Mecole. I think that they're going to go with possibly, I don't know. I'm looking towards Travis to kind of get Mahomes back on track, or Tyreek. And a lot of people are complaining about Clyde not getting the amount of carries that he deserves, but this offense is not a run first. This offense is built off the back of Mahomes. And anything with Clyde is just extra. And I go with the same mentality with Le'Veon Bell. Both of them are just here to complement Mahomes. They're not here to take over this offense. I mean, I think that people who think that just have not watched this team. I mean, if you know Chiefs football, you know that this offense is built around Patrick Mahomes and his receivers. And I don't see Clyde making a big impact in this game, but he's got to get back on track sometime. So maybe that happens this week. Let's see. How bad is Osemele hurt? It's pretty bad. They say he blew out both of his knees. Anything that's not contact, like it was a non-contact injury, stuff like that tends to basically make me think of the worst. I mean, when you blow out both of your knees, you're gone for the season. So even though they haven't officially ruled him out yet, I would bet money that he's not coming back. And it's unfortunate because right now, this offensive line has not been good. It really hasn't. So hopefully that gets better, but they might have to bring in some more offensive linemen. When does Chris Jones come back? Chris Jones came back last week, so he'll be back. Let's see. Love seeing your channel grow, broski. Thank you, man. Yeah. I mean, I made 2 videos yesterday, and that Le'Veon Bell one, when we signed him, got like 600 views in an hour. It obviously slowed down since then, but I mean, it's nice to see everybody appreciate the content. Like I've said, I'm here for you guys, and I like that you guys are enjoying what I'm putting out. So that's very much appreciated. Le'Veon Bell is going to be a good watch. I'm really excited. I mean, I think that people are kind of they're not even really thinking about this man's true talent. I mean, he's with Adam Gase and the Jets. People don't understand how bad Adam Gase is and how bad that system is. I truly believe that he's going to bounce back. And if he's going to bounce back with anybody, it's going to be in an Andy Reid-led offense. I mean, the offense in Kansas City is by far the best. And Le'Veon Bell makes this offense, or gives it the chance to be historic. I mean, that's how good I think this offense could be with the addition of Le'Veon Bell. What's up, Gary? Glad to see you as always. Let's see. Oh, my chat went up. Let's see. Should we cut Darwin Thompson and Darrell Williams? Darwin Thompson, if you guys have been watching me for a while, last year I was all in on Darwin Thompson. I thought that he was the answer. He could be the next running back for this Kansas City Chiefs team, but as time moves on, you got to move on. I think that, unfortunately, he just never got really used to this system and didn't really get a lot of playing time. I don't know if we cut him, but with Le'Veon Bell, I mean, he's not going to get any snaps. There's no way. And, Darrell Williams, I think you keep him just as a third down, but shown that he can get those yards on third down. But Darwin is like Clyde in the sense that he's a first and second down back where he can get in between the tackles and get in the open field. But like we've seen with Clyde and Darwin, both of them are terrible on third downs and in the red zone. I mean, Clyde's like 0 for 7, like in red zone carries. He has not even gotten in the end zone. So I'm not encouraged by what I've seen from him. And I think that right now we probably won't cut either. But if anyone's going to get cut, it would probably be Darwin. I mean, unfortunately, but I think that Darwin has kind of blown his shot in Kansas City. So, but who knows? Maybe we see a resurgence. Let's see. Who do you think will get more touches, Bell or Helaire? It's tough because, in my opinion, I think that you gotta lean more off of Bell in the beginning because you know what, Clyde's good, but as I said in my my reaction video yesterday, Clyde's gonna be here for 3 more years. I mean, after this year, he signed a 4-year contract, and so I'm not really worried about Clyde. I think that if this year isn't his year, he gets to learn behind Le'Veon Bell, a very experienced running back who was once in the best shape a running back could be and was probably the best running back in the game. To be quite honest with you, in 2017, Le'Veon Bell did stuff that nobody's seen before. And I think that, unfortunately for Clyde, it's not exactly his time yet, but I'm all in on Le'Veon Bell. I really am. I think that this is going to be a very pivotal move, and I think that as long as he doesn't take away throws from Patrick Mahomes, I'm fine. I think that what they're going to do with Bell is they're going to line him up. They might have him as a receiver. Now that we got Sammy out, they might put Bell in the slot. I mean, who knows? He's that good of a receiver that they have that flexibility. So maybe they line up Clyde in the backfield and put Bell in the slot. I mean, there's just so many possibilities and stuff that the Chiefs can do with Bell because he's so versatile. So, I mean, that's why I'm so excited about this guy. I mean, I think a lot of him. So, yeah, we'll see. But I think that Bell will get more touches in the beginning. How confident are you that the Chiefs will win against the Bills? I'm very confident. I think that this Chiefs team is very good when they're motivated. And, I mean, we're looking back through the first week to week 5 when we lost. The Chiefs have not been playing good football. I mean, the only good game that we played was against the Ravens. And, I was thinking to myself, why is this happening? Like, why do we play a team like the Ravens so well, but when it comes to teams like the Chargers or the Raiders or even the Patriots without Cam Newton, why are we so bad? And I think that the answer has to be that we belittle our opponents and we don't take them seriously because, I I mean, there's no way that we are just this bad against subpar teams. I mean, no offense to the Raiders. I mean, they beat us fair and square, but I don't think that we were really in the game. And I think that that's been a problem with the Chiefs for a while now. I think that we kind of just expect our opponents to be so bad, and we just think that we're such a great team and we're just going to easily beat them, that I think that they get ahead of themselves. So I'm confident, but at the same time, we cannot get overconfident, because that's why this Chiefs team has lost a couple games last year and hopefully not this year. But if we did lose this game, it's not the end of the world. But this is the game that I would like to win, because if we win this game, I can still say that we're on top of the AFC. I mean, I still think it right now, but if I say that I'm on top of the AFC, or the Chiefs are on top of the AFC, people might not take it as seriously. So this is definitely a big game that could have some major playoff implications on the line. Let's see. So do you think Andy Reid will help with the D? Yeah, I mean, that's Steve Spagnuolo's job, but I think that people are kind of overreading that situation. They had one bad game. It was one bad game against the Raiders. They're still a bit banged up. I'm not concerned. I think that against the Bills, we're going to stop them. I truly believe that. And I think that that was just a rare bad occasion by that Chiefs defense. I expect them to only get better. And again, we're not playing our best football right now as it is. I think that we're going to start to hit our peak around week 9 and 10 and win every game from there on out. So, yeah, I'm not worried right now. And I think that the defense is only going to get better. Let's see. Darcy, I like the Bells signing, but the Chiefs' number one priority is Patrick Mahomes. I agree, Gary. That's what I said. I mean, we still got to make sure that this offense is detailed around Patrick Mahomes and his abilities. And I think that Andy Reid knows that, and all the coaches know that. And, Le'Veon Bell is coming in to kind of save his career. I mean, unfortunately, he kind of tanked with the Jets. And like I've said multiple times, I don't think that's his fault, but this is his last chance. And that's why I don't think we're going to get that diva in the locker room, because he can't afford that. If he's like that and we cut him, no one's going to give him a job. So I really think that this is going to be a great redemption story, and he's going to prove a lot of people wrong. I really believe that. Speaking of Le'Veon Bell, I want to tell everybody that I've got a Le'Veon Bell hype video dropping tomorrow. It's a very good video. I spent a lot of time and energy on it, and I think that you guys will enjoy it. So that'll probably go up at about 4 or 5 o'clock Central Time. We'll see, but that'll be something that you guys should look forward to. All right, back to the questions. So Le'Veon will really help us at the goal line and in the passing game. Yeah, I mean, that's why we brought him in. We needed a goal line runner that can do stuff that Clyde can't. Because no offense to Clyde, but recently he has struggled. I mean, and it's unfortunate, but you just don't see running backs that are great at the goal line in his body type. I mean, he's a shorter guy. I mean, he's a good running back in the open field, and he can get by people, but when it really matters on third down, he's not big enough to kind of bully his way across the line of scrimmage, and he's not good enough to get in the end zone when they're in the red zone. So I think that Le'Veon Bell is only going to help this offense, and he's going to make it so we score more. So I got all the faith in the world that this team will turn it around. Let's see. Do you think the loss to the Raiders was a wake-up call? I do. I think that was a much-needed wake-up call that someone needed to give them. Would it have been better to not get it from the Raiders? Sure. But the Chiefs needed a wake-up call. I mean, it was that plain and simple. So I'm glad it happened, but at the same time, you don't want to lose these divisional games. But I mean, like I've been saying, it's just one game. We're going to bounce back. It's just something the Chiefs do every year. I'm not concerned whatsoever. So that's a good question, but I don't think that this is much to worry about. Let's see. Do you think that, like last year, the offensive line will get better as the season goes? I hope it does. For the better of the team, it better, because we lost Kelechi Osemele. I mean, Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz have been playing terrible. I mean, they have not been good. And we're obviously out Laurent Duvernay-Tardif. He opted out before the season, but I really think that we need to kind of see some stability in this offensive line, because, I mean, Mahomes is good and all, but he needs that extra second to make the big time plays. And especially because defenses are throwing different stuff at him, that he's going to need a little bit more time to read what the defense is giving him and then find time for his receivers to get open. So I hope they get better. I want to be optimistic like that, but I think that the best chance of us getting better is bringing in another piece. Mike Remmers, I've been okay with. I kind of like him, but we're going to need that kind of Stefan Wisniewski thing last year where we just kind of brought him in as depth, but he ended up serving a much bigger role. So I say the Chiefs got to do something like that, but I really think that it will get better as time goes on. Clyde is going to learn a lot from Le'Veon. Their play is very, very similar. Yeah, I agree. And that's another great reason why we brought him in. We need somebody to kind of mentor him now that Damian Williams is not in the locker room. I mean, Damian would have been a perfect mentor, but he's not here. And I think that even if Le'Veon Bell does nothing on the field, his mentorship and his advice given to Clyde is going to be worth a signing by itself. But I think that we're going to see a lot more from Le'Veon Bell. Let's see. Darcy, you think Bell will be put in the slot more to run slants or run screens and get him in space? I think they're going to run a lot of slants, screens. We might see some wheel routes. I think that, like you said, they're going to put him in the slot, and if they don't do that, they might put both running backs in at the same time. Who knows? I mean, maybe they put Clyde in the slot. Who knows? I mean, the possibilities are literally endless when you have so much talent. I mean, the Chiefs are assembling a Madden team with all the best pieces. So I'm very happy about that. And I think that whichever player is in whatever spot, they're going to produce. I have confidence in that. If we win this game, we would win the number 1 seed, or we'd be the number 1 seed. Yeah, this is important because, well, actually, no, aren't the Titans? Well, technically the Titans are 4-0, but they missed a game due to the COVID stuff. But yeah, I mean, this is a big game. It really is. Let's see. Hey, shout out to Tony Fuentes for the $5 donation. I appreciate it. Love seeing you in the stream. I think my StreamYard has kind of backloaded. So let me go to the live stream to catch up on your questions. Let's see. Should we sign Julio Jones or AJ Green? Well, both of them are on a team. Julio's obviously on the Falcons and Green's on the Bengals, but right now, I mean, Burrow needs the weapons, and I don't think they're going to trade him. And I mean, Julio Jones, even though the Falcons are not a good team and they're just falling apart at the seams, I cannot see us making that kind of move. I mean, because at the end of the day, I mean, we make jokes and stuff, but where are we getting this money? Like, is Brett Veach printing it in the back and just bringing it up front and saying, you know what, we got all this space, but eventually there will become a point in time where we just do not have the space, or let alone even like the money to get him. Because I mean, right now, if you did sign one of those people, or you had to trade for him, where would they go? I mean, this offense is already good enough, so it just wouldn't make sense. We do not have the money to sign them. Yep, couldn't have said it better myself. Let's see. I want to see what happens in the Buffalo game. If we beat them down, we will go to the Super Bowl easily. The AFC will be scared of the Chiefs. I'm not sold on the Browns or Steelers coming to KC and beating us. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Steelers are a good team. That defense is nowhere near as good as they were last year. And the Browns, as much as I think that they are improved, they're not a real team. They're not. I mean, Baker Mayfield, let's just say, I'm going to play the hypothetical game. Let's just say that Baker Mayfield comes to Arrowhead Stadium in January for the AFC divisional round. Do you think that Baker Mayfield's going to come into Kansas City and beat this team with Patrick Mahomes, Le'Veon Bell, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and on the defensive side of the ball, Chris Jones, Tyrann Mathieu, Frank Clark? I mean, they have no chance. I mean, I don't want to say no chance, but the Browns will not beat us. I'm very confident in saying that. The Browns will not come to Kansas City and beat us. But, I think that the Bills are going to be there. I don't know if they'll beat us, but as much as I sleep on the Titans, I got to give them credit. The Titans have looked good, and I think that they might not make it back to the AFC Championship game, but as of right now, they very well could. So we'll see what happens with them. But I think that as long as we can win this game and prove that we can win these big games, like you said, people are going to fear us. I mean, they already fear us, but add Le'Veon Bell to that mix, good luck. I mean, good luck is all I can say. Let's see. Do you know how much we paid Bell? I do not. I think it was league minimum, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I don't know. I remember saying that I didn't know at the time, but maybe they released it. I'm not quite sure. So maybe somebody in the comments can tell me, but I'm pretty sure it was league minimum. Let's see. After all the deep plays we gave up last week to Carr, are you worried about Josh Allen's deep shots on our defense? Hopefully Spags made some adjustments. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think that we probably took the Raiders too lightly, but I mean, unfortunately, not really unfortunately, for the Bills, really all they have is not Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs. That's all they have. I mean, we cover Stephon Diggs, we win this game. I mean, they got a couple running backs and like Devin Singletary and can't remember the other one, but they don't have the offensive weapons that would really challenge this Chiefs defense. I think that, like you said, Spags is going to make some adjustments. I don't expect that defense to play like they did last week against this team. And if they do, we're going to have a problem, but I don't think that's going to happen. Josh Allen's looked good, like I've said, but I don't think that he's going to win this game. I really don't. I think the Chiefs are just by far and away a better team with more to prove in this game than the Bills do. Actually, no, the Bills have more to prove, but we need to kind of win this game as a statement game and just show everybody that we still are the best team in the AFC. Let's see. Mahomes is a beast in the playoffs. Yes, sir. Dude, I cannot wait for playoff football. I mean, I was talking with a friend about this. Just picture this. It's a January cold day. The Chiefs are playing in the AFC Championship game. We got Le'Veon Bell, Patrick Mahomes, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and all these offensive pieces, and a defense that can finally get the job done. It's going to be a great thing to see. I'm just looking forward to that. Do you think that Willie Gay will come around and really get his flow in the defense in the coming months? He better. I think that right now they're not really confident with his abilities, I guess, because they're not playing him. But at the same time, I mean, you got to throw him out there because I think the kid has all the talent, but I guess I don't think he's ready. So that would probably mean, or that's probably why he hasn't been playing a ton, but I really think that he's going to get better. So once he kind of gets used to playing in the defense, I think that we're going to see a lot more production. But I mean, like you said, he really hasn't been playing much. And I think that's due to coaching and just him not being up to game speed. So I think that he'll get more used to it. But I mean, there really is no rhyme or reason why he's not playing right now. I mean, he should be playing even though he's not 100% ready, but I mean, in the NFL, you're never 100% ready. So I say throw him in there. I really think that he would do better than Ben Neiman, and he's got a lot more talent than Hitchens and Wilson. So we'll see, but I think that he's only going to get better, and if it's not in a couple weeks, it'll be next year for sure. Let's see. Do you think Frank Clark will improve? Yeah, he'll get back on track. He just had a bad game. Yeah, he'll get back on track. Will all our players healthy, no COVID in Mahomes? Yeah, that's a good sign. That is a very good sign. Let's see. What do you think about Charvarius Ward or Breeland? Charvarius Ward's look good. Breeland, I haven't really had enough of a sample size to see him. Last week, he did not look good at all. Actually, no, he had an interception, so he did look okay, but I mean, there's just such a little sample size that I really can't say for sure. Let's see. Browns have the worst secondary in the NFL. Is that true? I would lean towards the Cowboys because the Cowboys are just awful, but wouldn't surprise me. Definitely wouldn't surprise me. What would your reaction be if we got Antonio Brown? The game is rigged. I mean, at the end of the day, Antonio Brown would ruin this locker room chemistry. He'd probably try to fight Andy Reid. I mean, Antonio Brown would not be worth the headache, and I think that we just don't have the money. I mean, where is he going to go? So, I as much as I think that would be kind of funny just to see the entire NFL freak out, but I think it would hurt us more than it would help. I really do. Let's see. Barring no major injuries on the team, the only team that could give us a good fight is Baltimore if they could find themselves. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that the Bills could give us a run for our money, but I just can't see them beating us. I really can't. So, I mean, yeah, like you said, the Baltimore Ravens are the only team to give this Chiefs a run for their money, because if the Baltimore Ravens don't, this Chiefs team will win the AFC. It's that plain and simple. If they can't step up, it's going to be a long, long wait for other AFC teams, because this Chiefs team is going to rule for a while. Let's see. I think I've heard a report that he got paid $340,000 for the season. Is that really true? I mean, I guess the Jets have to pay him something because they cut him, but that's that's nothing. I mean, that's nothing. So, I mean, I'd be happy about that, but it's probably more. Let's see. Darcy, Hardman has to get better. Your opinion? Yeah, he's got to get better, but at the same time, he's not really our go-to receiver. That's Travis Kelce, that's Tyreek Hill, and even Sammy Watkins is over him. I mean, sure, Hardman has to get better, but he's not really the first receiver or the number one target. So, should he get better? Yes. Does he need to get better to make this team unstoppable? Yes, but it's not really like it's not really make or break if he doesn't get better, because he's still a solid player. He's not elite, but he's still solid. Let's see. I'm really far behind on these comments. Shout out to everybody who came in here tonight. That's I like to see that. Thornhill, Fenton, and Ward had a horrible game against the Raiders. As long as that doesn't happen again, probably only lose another game. We need Snead right now. Oh my gosh, I forgot about Snead. When Snead comes back, we'll be even better. But yeah, I mean, I can see us losing 1 to 2 more games. 13-3 is very, very likely. 14-2 is best case scenario. And you know, I kind of want this team to lose 3 games just to kind of ground them. You know, I think this loss against the Raiders has helped them more than they think, but I think that we could use a couple more of those. Let's see. I never want AB within 20 miles of Arrowhead Stadium. I agree. I agree. Let's see. Oh, Village Boys in the comments. Let me try to post the link. Let me see. Where he's going to come on to give us some NFL predictions with me, but maybe we'll talk about this Chiefs-Bills game a little bit more when he comes in here too. I'm just going to have Village Boy on tonight just because I don't have a ton of people on here. So, Karan, Ball Fortnite, tonight's not the night. Yeah, it's just, sorry, but we're just going to talk football tonight. But yeah, guys, I mean, how you guys feeling? I mean, like I said, this is a great time to be a Chiefs fan. I mean, I just love having all this. I don't even know what to say. I love having all of this flexibility to sign whoever we want. Like when Le'Veon Bell got released, I always felt like in the back of my mind, he was going to come to Kansas City. I mean, actually, the night that he got released, I was talking with my guy, Michael Hepner. We were recording that video that got released on Wednesday. We were talking about how maybe Le'Veon Bell would get traded or not traded. Maybe we'd pick him up. But I recorded something, but at the time, it just didn't seem like something I should post because it was just so far-fetched. But Brett Veach yet again proves that he can do anything. Brett Veach went out there against all the odds and brought in Le'Veon Bell, who's going to transform this offense into something very special. So, I mean, that's why the Chiefs are such a great organization. We just go out there and get the right pieces to make sure this Chiefs team is ready to go week in and week out. Oh, what a great time to be a Chiefs fan, Kingdom. What a great time. All right, now I'm going to welcome to the stream Village Boy. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? What's up?
Not much. Your mic's a little bit quiet, but
Oh wait, can you hear me now?
yes.
Okay.
Before we get into the predictions, why don't we talk about this game? I mean, I've kind of given my thoughts on it, but what do you think? I mean, is this going to be a close game, a shootout? What can we expect from Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes?
Um, I think it'll be a close game. Um, I think it'll be a close game, and then maybe like after halftime, the Chiefs will probably start pulling away. Um, I'm not worried about the defense because the defense before the Raiders game, they were only giving up 17.5 points per game, which was second in the league before the Raiders game. So I wouldn't be. I see a lot of Chiefs fans complaining about the defense again. I'm not complaining about the defense.
I'm not worried
It
either.
was only one bad game, and I just felt like you said when I was watching your stream, like they weren't really taking this Raiders seriously. Like they thought they could just like come into Arrowhead and just do like walk in there and just have the win easy. Like the Raiders, I will give them credit. They played hard to win. They wanted to beat the Chiefs. They wanted it more than we did. So they won. So I think it's a wake up call for everyone knowing that every team is gonna try to beat you because you're the defending champions. You're not gonna walk over us. You're not going to get easy wins. So I think that they can take this loss and know that no team's going to hand them any wins from here on out.
Yeah, I mean, I expect us to win this game. I think that we can win this game, and we should
Mhm.
win this game. I mean,
Mhm.
Josh Allen, even though he's surpassed my expectation and he's better than I thought he was, he's not going to win this game. Patrick Mahomes is by far and away a better quarterback, and he needs to prove it because recently he has not looked great. And I think he
Mm-mm.
needs to have a big game just to get back on track.
Mhm. The sole reason why Patrick Mahomes is kind of not looking great so far to start the season is because of the horrible offensive line play. Like you can see, like for the Chargers game, he was running for his life. For the Patriots game, he didn't play. I mean, he was kind of running for his life as well. The Patriots defense gave us some fits, and like for the Raiders game, he was really running for his life. Like the Raiders, like were just pressuring all day. So, I don't know. He's just been really running for his life for the most part, and like that's due to the offensive line plan. Yeah, he still makes plays, but you can't have Mahomes always running for his life because that's how an injury happens.
Yeah. And, somebody actually pointed this out, and I thought that this was something that I just never think about. Think about how much Mahomes gets outside the pocket and makes plays, and how much stress that puts on the offensive line to follow him. Because, I mean, we saw with Kelechi Osemele, when Mahomes leaves the pocket to try to run, his offensive linemen follow him, and they're going to get tired. I mean, I think that's probably why they're not great because he's such a mobile quarterback um, with so many skill sets that he can just kind of do so many things that the offensive line has to work harder for Mahomes because he's just flat out better and he does more things.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Let's see.
Um, Mahomes is not a guy who would just stand in the pocket. If he's gonna try to make a play, he'll make that play. He takes chances. He's not like an Alex Smith. He's not like a Matt Castle. Hell, he's not even like a freaking Brady Quinn. So he'll take chances. So whether it's gonna be an interception or not, he'll take the chances. He'll try to find a way to make a play when the play breaks down.
What do you think his stat line is going to be? Because I personally think that it's not really a prime time game because it's at like 4:30 KC time. I don't understand that, but um, I think that in the biggest games, Mahomes always shows up. When has there ever been a game that he just does not show up? I mean, maybe the Colts game last year, but
Hmm.
when Mahomes has to be great, he's great. So I fully expect him to throw for 4 TDs and 350 plus. I think that he's capable of doing that, and I think that we better see it to kind of get him back on track.
Hmm. I'm not worried for the Chiefs. Like it seems like every time they play a team that's not up to their level, they tend to like kind of play lower to expectations. Like you can see from the Patriots game, they were not trying. I
No,
watched the whole game. They were not trying in the Patriots game. Well, people say, well, if Cam was there, they would have won. No. If
we would
Cam
have
was
won.
there, we would have won still. They would
It
have
would have been
tried harder.
closer.
When you have Brian Hoyer and Jared Stidham as your quarterback, of course you're not going to try because, I mean, why would you try against the Patriots? They're not even like fully healthy. So why would you try against them? So I believe that Andy Reid did not open the playbook that game because he really could have blew out the Patriots if he wanted to. So, I mean, uh, I don't really care about that game. All I'm going to say is that the Raider game was a wake up call. I felt like they were taking the game lightly, like you said, and they're definitely not going to take the Bills lightly because they know what they're capable of.
Well, and I mean, this has serious playoff implications if they don't win. I mean, if
Mm-hmm.
they win this game, they're the 1 seed, but if they don't, it's not looking good. It's not looking
Mm-mm.
good at all. And there's only one bye this year.
Yeah, so
So,
you can't be. I mean, last year we barely got the second seed. We really got lucky to get the second seed last year. This year, if you fuck up, like I'm sorry for my language, but if you
no, you're
mess
good.
up, like you're not getting the 1 seed. Margin of error this year is very slim, very slim.
Yep. Yep. And, you know,
And it
I
seems
mean,
like the AFC in general is really competitive this year.
it is. It's very competitive. And, you know, there's no excuses for us not getting the 1 seed. We just added Le'Veon Bell. I mean, there's no excuses at this point,
Yeah,
which I guess
because
I should ask
I
you.
don't want to hear, well, the defense this defense.
Yeah.
Nope, no excuses.
I guess I should ask you this.
I don't want to hear bad. We had a bad game or some. Mm-mm. You
What do you
have
think?
the best offense in the league, and you better win.
What do you think of Le'Veon Bell?
I think it's a good addition. I see people saying, "Well, Le'Veon Bell's washed. He's not the same anymore." La da 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 da. And what I say is like, I mean, if I said this, if Patrick Mahomes was on the Jets right now, do you think the Jets would have a winning record right now? No.
Absolutely not.
And first of all, the Jets don't have anything. I mean, your head coach is Adam Gase. You have a defensive coordinator who likes to injure people in Greg Williams. And the whole organization is just a mess. Um, the offensive line is absolutely atrocious over there. And Le'Veon Bell, I will say this though, I feel like he can get back to his old self.
I do too.
Um, people say, well, he's washed up. He's only 28 years old. Do you realize that he's still kind of young? He's not like he's not like like LaShawn McCoy, like we brought in when he was like 32 or 33 years old. That's totally different. He was on the back end of his career. Like technically, Le'Veon Bell he's still kind of young. He's in his prime. This is like his prime years right now. He's not like old or washed up yet. So I think he can make a difference for us. I think that he might be starting. I strongly believe that he might start. Because originally the plan was not for Clyde Edwards-Helaire to start. Like that was not the plan. The plan was to start Damian Williams, then have Clyde Edwards-Helaire back him up. But Damian Williams opted out, and that literally destroyed all our plans. So that's why they brought in Bell, in my opinion. And I think personally they don't really trust Darrell Williams and Derwin Thompson's. Like, let's say if Clyde Edwards-Helaire were to go down, then we would be fucked. We wouldn't have anyone.
Yeah.
So this move, if you think about it in the bigger picture, it makes a lot of sense. Well, people be like, well, the Chiefs don't need all these weapons. Well, we're one injury away from not having any running back realistically. So I think
Dude,
this move is good.
I said it. This is the best depth move we could have gotten. Because even if he doesn't even play, I mean, even if he's a backup, we got Le'Veon Bell as our third down back. It doesn't get any better than that. And like you said, Le'Veon Bell, I truly believe that he's going to have a bounce back year. I mean, he's in an Andy Reid offense.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna draw up plays to get him involved. And if he's going to succeed anywhere, his best chance is right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So because if Le'Veon Bell's not, like, let's say if he has a down year again, then no one else is going to take him. His career's done.
Yeah.
So this is his last chance to really prove himself and show everyone in the NFL that he still has it. And I think he will succeed in Andy Reid's offense because Andy Reid loves running back who he likes to put running backs like in the screen game, and he really excels in that. Um, and also we've been struggling trying to score on a 1 yard line, like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I love the guy and all, but he cannot score on the 1 yard line, and it's been a struggle. Like if you have
Yeah,
to, like it's been getting ridiculous. Like we have Eric Fisher scoring on the 1 line, we can't just plow the ball in. Like it's like ridiculous. So
yeah,
I
dude, I
think,
agree. He's been terrible in the
yeah,
red zone.
and
Like
I
not
think
good.
he's kind of, and not only that, ever since like the first game of the season, he hasn't really been producing that much, in my opinion. He really hasn't. I don't know if it's because of the offensive line or if they're just gang tackling him or something, but he just really hasn't been producing a whole lot ever since the week 1 game. And
Yeah,
I think the Chiefs coaching staffs are a little bit concerned, so that's why they brought in Le'Veon Bell. So because I think he does need that mentor, and he doesn't really have that mentor. So I think this move is a great move for the Chiefs.
let's see. Do you think is Osemele going to make it this year, or will he be out the season? He's not
He's
coming
out.
back. There's no way he comes back. There's no way. I can't see that. I mean, both of his knees are gone. Like, if he does come back, I'd be shocked, but it's not going to happen. Chiefs have to cut down on the penalties. I agree. I mean, we've been getting way too many offensive penalties, which is not normal for us. I mean, maybe Mahomes' hard count is just confusing his own receivers, but I mean, we've been getting a lot more offensive penalties recently. Have you noticed that?
Yes, I have. I have. Um. Well, yeah, I watched the whole game. I watched some of the game because I was at work, but I watched the whole second half, and like I remember people showing me screenshots. Well, the refs didn't call this pass interference, or we got. I mean, the Raiders got away with a lot of calls in that game. I'm not gonna lie,
They did.
but that shouldn't derail us from like that's an excuse. I don't want to hear an excuses. It's kind of like, well, every team has penalties, so you have to win despite the penalties. So
Yeah.
we just didn't play our best game this past Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to complain about penalties, and there was nothing in that game that like screamed, "Oh my gosh, that's awful." I mean, nothing like that really.
It's not like the
screamed my
Saints. It's
attention.
not like the Saints and Rams game.
Yeah. Let's see. We need to get back. Need to get a back that can get short yardage as well. Well, Clyde is the short yardage guy. Well, no. The short yardage guy would be Le'Veon. Le'Veon can kind of bull his way through and get those third and shorts to turn them into first downs and get in the end zone. I mean, I was watching highlights when I'm compiling this video that's dropping tomorrow. This man was a tank. I mean, he'd take the ball and he'd just lunge into the end zone and no one would touch him. I mean, he's just a battering ram, and I think that's really going to help us. I really do. Let's see. That's good, Gary Cole or Jerry Cole. Was good, people. Let's get another ring. Yes, sir.
I don't know why people are comparing like Le'Veon Bell to LaShawn McCoy, like the signing from last year. Like, let's be real, LaShawn McCoy was on the back end of his career, and he fumbled the ball too much. Like, he fumbled the ball against the Colts game, he fumbled the ball against the Packers game, fumbled the ball against the Chargers game. Like, I mean, no, enough. This is why he was benched, okay? Because he was just having a fumbling issue. He fumbled 2 games for us. We would have beat the Colts, I'm pretty sure, because we were driving. And I still remember the play. He got stripped, fumbled the ball. Colts recovered. And then we were driving against the Packers. The score was 24-24 last year on Sunday Night Football. I remember with Matt Moore, gave the ball, handed
Packers.
it off to LaShawn McCoy, fumbled the ball, gave Rodgers a short field, and then they scored. And I'm pretty sure that was like we couldn't like come back after that. So that's why he was benched. I want people to realize that he was benched because he couldn't hold on to the ball.
Yeah, dude. When you look at it, Le'Veon Bell is just way more in his prime, and I also think that Le'Veon Bell has something to prove. I mean, LaShawn McCoy just kind of got here and just kind of rode the coattails of Patrick Mahomes in this offense. Le'Veon Bell's got to earn his stripes because he could get potentially a massive payday next year. He really could. So he has as much to prove as anyone.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, if he can't get it done here, it's not going to happen anywhere. Let's see. Oh, what's up, Aaron? Let me read this comment real quick, and then I'll ask or answer this question. I appreciate it, Tony. Thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate you coming by. And I much like seeing. I don't think that's a word. I enjoy seeing everybody here. I appreciate it. So let's get into the question. Had anybody heard anything about Colin Saunders? Last I checked, wasn't he out a month with that dislocated elbow?
Yeah, he's out for a month. I don't know how long Sneed is, Ladarius Sneed is out for.
Yeah, I saw somebody ask about that, and he broke his collarbone. So I don't know. I mean, I didn't Tyreek Hill break his collarbone last year?
No, he dislocated it.
Oh man. And okay. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think that Snead will be back by the playoffs, but he better. I hope he does.
He said so. Gar Power says, who do you think the Chiefs will focus on next year in free agency?
Hold on, let me let's see. Well, I don't know what kind of money that we have, but let's see. Dude, if Bell's good, we might no, we won't, because he's gonna want way too much. But
actually, well, who knows?
Yeah, and that's why
I don't know. I don't even know if it's like the money. Because if he wanted the money, he could have went to Miami.
True, but I don't know. I really don't know, because how much?
I mean, let's say if he
have?
wants to stay with the Chiefs, well, I mean, now what do you do? That's something you have to think about. Like,
Yeah,
I
don't
mean,
know.
if he wants to stay with the Chiefs and take less money, then what do you do with Clyde? That's the question.
Just run a running back by committee. Kind of do what they did. Think of like New Orleans when they had Alvin Kamara and Ingram.
Mark Ingram, yeah.
I mean, maybe they do that. I mean, that would. Good Lord. I mean, that if we sign this man long term, give him like a 2. That's the thing, though, dude. We're never gonna pay for a running back. We're never going to. It's just not gonna happen. I mean,
unless if he wants to. I mean, it's really up to him, though. We can't really force him out. Like, if he wants to stay, I mean, well,
he's gonna have to take a very like team friendly contract. Then, well, actually, he could take a team friendly contract because he's getting paid by the Jets still. Like they cut him, but he had like $30 million in guaranteed money coming to him. So maybe the money's not an issue. Who knows?
The money's definitely not an issue at this point in his career because you're not getting like no one's paying a big bucks for like a 28-year-old running back or 20 soon to be 29-year-old running back.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Bell is going to make us almost unstoppable. We have no offense in the 10-yard line now, and adding Bell, we can run. So now we can get opportunities in the red zone. Yeah, I mean Le'Veon Bell is, dude. I cannot.
So let's say if Le'Veon Bell has a good year with us, now what do you do if you're Brett Veach? That's a question.
Maybe franchise tag and trade him. I mean, maybe you do that. If he's that good, somebody will pay for him or somebody will give him the money. So maybe you franchise tag him and trade him, or maybe you just franchise tag him and keep him. I mean, I don't really know anybody at the moment that is trying to like
and then what do you do with Hilaire if we keep Lev Bell?
It had to be run the 2-back system, run the 2-back offense. But Hilaire, I truly believe Hilaire was only meant to be a 4-year rental. I don't think we have any intention of keeping him after this contract.
Like we never really keep running backs unless it was Jamal Charles.
Yeah, and even then, dude, Hilaire's not looked good recently. I think that he's gonna get better, but
I'm just saying if Le'Veon Bell turns out to be like his prime year, like the Steelers Le'Veon Bell, and then Hilaire is struggling,
You franchise tag him.
Yeah, and
That's
then I
one
don't
thing.
want to say the Hilaire pick was a waste, but only time will tell. I don't want to be that type of guy.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, if we win the Super Bowl, the pick was worth it. It just, by default, the pick is worth it. Let's see.
Yeah. What else was I gonna say? Well, and then you got Damian Williams coming back next year if Lev Bell wants to
I
stay.
don't
So
know. His
somebody's
contract's
gonna,
up.
yeah. Then we're definitely gonna cut a running back for sure.
Yeah, we have to. We
Somebody's
what?
getting
Carry
cut.
5? Oh man. All right. So, do you think that the Bell will play against the Broncos or make his debut against the Jets? The Broncos is next week. He'll probably get limited carries in the Broncos game, but have like an explosive game against the Jets. He definitely wants to get revenge on Adam Gase. There's no doubt about it. Let's see. If we smoke the Bills without Watkins and Bell, we will cruise to 15-1, barring any more
Oh,
significant.
this was supposed to be Watkins' revenge game. He's not here.
Oh man, Watkins. I don't root for him to get injured, but when he gets injured around this time and it's not season ending, I kind of take a sigh of relief because you know what? I mean, he's a playoff monster. So I mean, this injury almost makes it so he comes back healthy and he's
I
fresh.
mean, honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I kind of expected this injury. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
like this injury, but the Chiefs probably already knew. Like he gets injured during this time. That he does. I
every
mean,
year, every year. It's not just here either. In Buffalo is the same thing.
yeah. And but in Buffalo, that was their number one option, and they struggled without him.
Yeah,
So, but now like he's not the number one option. So at this point, it's not real like well, he's out, so we got other people. So
I agree. I want to see split backs as well. I mean, unfortunately, Damian Williams might not get his job back. If Le'Veon Bell is as good as we think he's going to be, he's not getting his job back. It's just not going to happen.
which sucks. I know he opted out, but in the NFL, it's kind of like uh, the NFL is. I don't want to be mean or anything, but like if you opt out, you're kind of risking your starting job, I guess.
I was thinking about that. Dewey drafted an offensive lineman in Lucas Niang in the 3rd round, and he didn't even play. Like, I think that this offensive line's only going to get better because this year I almost guarantee that we draft more offensive linemen, and we already have a very good one coming back next year. So it's going to get better. I mean, I know that, but I mean, just think one of our best offensive linemen is not even playing right now.
I mean, do you see the Chiefs? No, I don't. I mean,
He's so cheap. They're not going to cut him. They'll
yeah,
restructure his deal to like league minimum.
most of the players we have who are not Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, or Mahomes on the offensive side of the ball, their deals are so cheap.
Yeah. I mean, I say save the money for. Oh, somebody asked earlier, what are we going to do next off season? I can see us giving Matthew an extension because he does not care about the money whatsoever. Matthew an
I'm
extension.
more focused on the defensive side of the
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
We already paid Jones, so he's staying. Matthew, people say Matthew's overrated. He's not overrated. He's easily our best safety right now. Probably he's a good replacement for Eric Berry. I mean,
Bro, he's a top. He's a
he's
top
not even
5
in his
safety in
prime.
the
I
league.
don't think Matthew's in his prime yet. He's only like 27 or
I'm gonna
26.
I'm gonna say this, and it might not be received well by Chiefs Kingdom. Tyrann Mathieu is a better safety than Eric Berry. I'm sorry, he is. Like, I know Eric Berry was great and all, but Tyrann Mathieu he just looks different. I mean, I could get heat for saying that.
Well, yeah, and I think I know what you mean. Like from a leadership perspective, he really tries to energize the defense. Like I mean, Eric Berry, he never, as great as he is, he never really did that.
Well,
Um,
both of them are great, but I think that when we look back in 15 to 20 years at some of the great Kansas City Chiefs safeties, we're gonna think of Tyrann Mathieu over Eric Berry, as good as Eric Berry was. But
I mean, yeah. Yeah, Matthew, he's pretty good. He kind of holds on the back end of things.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, thanks, Maximo, for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank
although he
you.
didn't have a great game last week, I don't think anyone did on the defense side of the ball.
But we
Um,
still own his contract. We would have to let him go with a cap hit or trade for a pick. Are we talking about Bell? I think that's probably what we're talking about. Yeah. Do you think Hill will keep up the TDs? With the addition of Le'Veon, probably not. I think that Le'Veon's going to have a much bigger part in this offense than people think. But I mean, he'll still get his touchdowns. But I mean, I think Bell's going to get a lot more. I really do.
I want to note this. I feel like Tre'Davious Ward is struggling this year.
Remember, he broke his hand, so
Yeah, but
maybe
he was
that
burnt too much last week.
for sure. The Jets are terrible, dude. I mean, we might be the Jets by 50 points with our backups. I mean, the Jets are awful.
Now, if we lose to the Jets, I'm going to rant. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to think about that because I know. I think 2 years ago. Wait, was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago? I remember, but I think it was the year 2007, 2008 season. We were like what 12-point favorites against the Giants, and we come out flat and lose.
I remember it was like wasn't it like 16-10?
It was like 9-6. We
Oh
lost.
yeah,
No,
that's
it was
yeah.
9-12. It was 9-12. That was
Yeah.
before.
Oh, I remember that. Oh man, that made me frustrated.
I don't know. Alex Smith, as great as he is, he literally almost got Andy Reid. Like there are people questioning Andy Reid's job that season.
Any thoughts on utilizing Willie Gay more? Yeah, we talked about this earlier in the stream, but Willie Gay has not gotten any of the playing time that I think that he deserves. But maybe he's not ready. I mean, what do you think?
I think he's ready given the circumstances that he did have a sack last week. And then if you don't start him, then what are you doing? Like you already know that rookies go through growing pains. Like that's the nature of the game. You got to start him. Ben Neiman has not looked good. I'm sorry, he just hasn't.
No, misses tackles everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of them always trotting Ben Neiman on the field, and I don't trust him. Hitchens and Damian Williams, they're alright. They ain't the best, but they're
Yeah,
getting the jobs done. I was very critical on Hitchens coming into this season, but he's doing okay. Ben Neiman, he needs to be on the bench. He's just not good.
Willie Gay needs to be that third linebacker, no doubt, no doubt. Oh, this is the perfect comment that symbolizes what I was trying to say. Barry meant more to the organization, but Honey Badger is better. I think that's probably perfect.
Yeah. Barry, he was good and all. He did a lot of things for Kansas City, but at the end of the day, I think Tyrann Mathieu brings that fire energy. He's so passionate. He always tries to hype up the defense. He's the leader. I would say when we brought in Frank Clark and Tyrann Mathieu that last year,
Yeah.
I think they're the turning point. I think those were the two key factors of what made this defense better. Because, like, I think the previous year we didn't have those guys. We didn't have those fiery type of players on defense. Like everyone was like, there was no leadership on
No.
defense.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think as great as Chris Jones is, he's not really a leader. Um, he can be, but I think Tyrann Mathieu and Frank Clark, I feel like those are the two leaders on defense
Yeah.
for sure.
I appreciate it, Gary. You have a good night as well. Let's see. Tom Hood says, put Le'Veon Bell one-on-one against a linebacker as a receiver, and that's a TD waiting to happen. Oh, my gosh. Le'Veon Bell will eat linebackers alive, dude. No one can keep up with him. And he's just, I mean, he's as big as some linebackers. I mean, he's a big dude.
As Chiefs fans, you guys, we should all know what Le'Veon Bell did to our linebackers back in the 2016 playoff game.
2016 playoffs made me literally throw my phone against the wall. I could not believe what I was seeing. I mean, that you remember that game, right? I mean,
Yeah. I remember that game. We lost 18-16. We scored two touchdowns where the Steelers scored, I think, 6 field goals and won the game.
all field goals.
Mm-hmm.
Le'Veon Bell just ran all over our defense, which the defense wasn't even terrible that year. It was just Le'Veon Bell was that good.
That was the year when I said, you know what? I think we need to draft a quarterback. I said it. That was the year that I think we needed to draft a quarterback because I think that that year was. I felt like I really felt like that was a year. Honestly, I really
I
felt
don't
like
know. I just always had doubts about Alex Smith. Well, hold on. Props to Alex Smith. If you guys didn't know, he came back.
yeah, he
Alex
came
Smith
back.
played on Sunday, and props to him. I mean, that even though I'm not a Redskins Washington football team fan for anybody out there, I mean, I have so much respect for him because I think that I mean this is like life. He almost lost his life due to that thing. So I'm just glad to see him alive and healthy. And I mean, now he's back on the football field.
Hmm. But yeah, Alex Smith, he's a good guy and all, but he just wasn't the type of guy to lead us the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
I already know Master at work is a troll. He's a closet Chiefs fan. Don't worry.
I hope not. I really hope not. Let's see.
The amount of times he talks about the Chiefs on his channel, makes me wonder.
If you could trade Hitch for any linebacker, who would it be? Even though he's overrated, probably Bobby Wagner or the one in Dallas is pretty good.
Um,
I think his
Jalen
name.
Smith
Yeah, I was gonna say Jalen Smith. Yeah, he's been pretty good. So
or
probably
Van Der Esch. Van Der Esch. They also have Van Der
yeah,
Esch.
he gets hurt all the time though, so I don't know.
Yeah, but we wouldn't even have the money.
Yeah,
So
but if it was a trade, I would take Wagner or a Cowboys linebacker, most likely. Thank you so much, Tony, for coming by. I appreciate it, and thanks for the donation. Can't wait to see you next time. All right, Aaron asks, what do you think we do about the O-line as far as cap? We have our right tackle as of for the future right now. Do we save cap there and drop Schwartz, or does he have a couple years left? Do we draft a left tackle in 2021? Yeah, we got to draft the tackle. I think that we keep Schwartz but get rid of Fisher. I think Fisher needs to go, if anything. But I'm not sure. I mean, I think that our cat would survive, but like we saw last year, we got Stefan Wisniewski and practically for nothing, and he was good, and he started in the Super Bowl. So we can get good, young, cheap offensive linemen. I mean, this year we got Kelechi Osemele. So I think we do the same thing next year.
I mean, people say, well, you don't really need to break the bank for offensive line, man. I mean, I don't think the Chiefs really break the bank for like offensive linemen. I believe, maybe besides Will Shields, but they brought Mr. Schwartz from Cleveland. We drafted Eric Fisher. He's so for the most part. LDT, he opted out, so I think, and then we brought in Kelechi Assembly, but that didn't turn out to a devastating injury. So I think we should draft an offensive lineman for the future because Mr. Schwartz is getting old and Eric Fisher, he probably wants money. So I think you're right.
I said we draft 2 offensive linemen next year,
Yeah.
dude. One is a backup and one is a starter. Let's see. Any thoughts on Dirty Dan? You think that they should bench him, replace him with somebody else? Been burned many times on defense lately. Dirty Dan Sorensen, for whatever reason, shows up in the playoffs. He just does. He's the perfect third option, but he's not a starter. I think that we're making a mistake by playing him as much as we do. Let Thornhill and Matthew play. I mean, those two are by far our best safeties. And I don't like him starting over Thornhill. So I think as a third guy and the third option, he's fine, but we can't
And
play
yeah, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to work Thornhill back, but like, come on. I'm sick and tired of like someone always getting burnt over the top by, and I see like Daniel Sorensen there. So you need to just start throwing here at this point. I know he had an interception in week 4 against Brian Hoyer. I know he gave up plays. He's still trying to work his way back. I mean, he was good last year. He was a really good rookie last year. He had like 3 picks. He had a pick six. He was good last year. So try to like start him. Try to like let him work his way in so he can get back to his 2019 form before he got injured.
Yeah, I think that's what you said it, and it's correct. He did get injured, and that's probably why he hasn't gotten a ton of playing. Well, he's gotten playing time, but he hasn't played as much as he did last year because he is trying to get back from that ACL. So I think that by week 9 or 10, Thornhill will be consistently playing all like most of the snaps.
I'm not giving up hope on him. He's good. He's really good. He just that injury kind of fucked us over. I mean, we still won the Super Bowl, but he was really coming in like the back end of the like Tyrann Mathieu and on Thornhill. They're really good until that injury against the Chargers in Week 17. Like they're playing pretty good defense. I think he can get back to that form. I really do.
Yeah, me
Because
too.
the Chiefs defense, you could say whatever you want, but they only gave up 9.6 game after the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
Last year.
Who do you think should be our second quarterback? I'm saying Tamu, but Chad Henne is our 2. But Tamu has more experience. I think Jordan Tamu's better. I think that Chad Henne is not very good, but we still keep him. I would prefer Matt Moore over Chad Henne. I mean, I don't like him at all, but between those two, I would rather have Tamu. I mean, what do you think?
I'll probably have to go with Tamu, but realistically, I feel like Andy Reid will kind of simplify the playbook and make the quarterback feel comfortable. And we have a lot of weapons, so I think the weapons will try to help out the quarterback if Mahomes does get injured again, God forbid. But yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the rest of these questions. So we still have not made predictions yet, so we got to get into that. But somebody said 49ers are letting Sherman go. Should we make a move for depth? No, not with Sherman. He gets burnt all the time.
49ers are letting Sherman go. Interesting.
I didn't know that, but
Me neither.
yeah.
Yeah, but he's kind of in the back end of his career, and he's already injured anyway. So I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know if we're even gonna get anyone in the trade this year, unless they want to go over there. So
probably not. I think that'd be a dumb move personally. Like at that point, it just wouldn't make sense. Let's see. Any thoughts about Willie Gay Jr.? We've kind of already talked about this. He should play more. I'll leave it at that. I mean, we just need to see him more. All right, let's get into the NFL Week 6 picks. We've been putting this off for too long. There was no Thursday night game this week. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. The first game that I have, and Village Boy, tell me if you don't have this game in the order that I do, but I got the Texans and the Titans in Tennessee. The Titans blew out the Bills. I mean, they just manhandled them. And even though the Texans finally fired Bill O'Brien, I'm not sold on it. I think that the Titans have kind of shocked me, and I'm going to roll with the Titans here.
ooh, I really want to pick the upset. I really, really want to pick the upset.
You're contemplating it.
You know what? I'm gonna pick the upset. I can't see Tennessee going 5-0. It's just weird to me. I don't know why. It just is. Deshaun Watson always plays good against the Titans, anyways. The Titans can win this game, but for some reason, like there's a reason why Tennessee's only like a 3.5 favorite in this game against like a 1-4 team. Division rival. They play pretty close. He did beat Tennessee last year.
Well, the team was a lot better last year around him.
Yeah. But for some strange reason, I just have a feeling that Deshaun Watson is gonna make something happen out of nothing, as he usually does, and just win this game. I can't really see the Texans going 2-5. Um, I can't, although I can't really see the Titans going 5-0 either. It's just weird to me. So I
Okay, so
think,
you're picking the upset.
yeah, I'm gonna pick the Texans over the Titans. I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Okay. And then is the next game, do you have the Ravens and Eagles?
No, my next game's the Bengals and
Colts. Okay, we'll
Colts.
go that one then. The Bengals at the Colts. The Bengals, didn't they win a game last week? I'm pretty sure they did against
No,
the.
no, they lost last week against the Ravens, 3 to
Okay.
27.
Oh yeah. Not picking the Bengals in this game. I think the Colts aren't great because they have Phillip Rivers, but against the Bengals, I'm going to take the Colts.
I'm gonna take the Colts here too, although the Philip Rivers is kind of struggling. Their defense is good. Their defense really tried to keep them in the game against the Browns, but Philip Rivers like really just gave the game away. Just the two, he had a pick six through another interception, and that was that. So I don't really like the Indianapolis offense right now. I do like their defense, and I think their defense will give Joe Burrow some problems. So I think their defense is gonna win this game for them. So I'm gonna go with the Colts on this one.
All right. So what's the next game that you got? Is it the
The
Falcons?
Falcons, the
Yeah.
Falcons and the Vikings.
Ah, two teams that have severely underperformed. The Falcons just fired their coach, um, and the Vikings have just underperformed, but they looked good on Sunday night. So I'm picking the Vikings.
Dalvin Cook is not playing.
Oh, he's not. It doesn't matter. The Falcons are that bad. I'm taking the Vikings in this game to bounce back and finally get another win. I mean, they've just struggled recently, but the Falcons are just that bad.
Um, this is a toss-up game to me. If Dalvin Cook was playing, I would have picked the Vikings. The Falcons, they're kind of due for a win.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick another upset here. I'm gonna go with the Falcons. They fired Dan Quinn. They also fired their general manager, I believe. So I think the Falcons will win this game. I hopefully the Falcons defense like proves me wrong. Actually, prove me right. Um, this is kind of a risky pick, but it just seems like the Falcons are due for a win. I can't see them going 0-6. They're not that bad. They have talent. Really have talent on the
they got
offensive line.
talent, but that just they fired their coach and they just haven't really used it.
Yeah,
So
they have talent. I don't understand why they're not winning. They're not like at least 2-3 or 3-2. I don't understand. They have talent, so I mean, and the Vikings defense isn't that good. I mean, they
yeah.
gave up. They're not like excellent. So I'm just gonna go with the Falcons here. Something just tells me the Falcons are due for a win. I'm just gonna in a close game. I'm just gonna go with the Falcons here.
So is the next team you got Bears and Panthers?
No, next game I got is the Broncos and New England.
Okay, so the Patriots got Cam Newton back. The Broncos, I could be wrong, but I think that they're getting Drew Lock back as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to say that the the Patriots win this game because Cam Newton has looked pretty good. And I think that team overall is just better. It really is.
Yeah, the Patriots are the better team, obviously. Denver, they're kind of, I wouldn't say they're not doing horrible, but like this was supposed to be their year. They proved people that they're playoff contenders. Just too many injuries and injury to the quarterback. They lost a son for the year. Melvin Gordon got a DUI. Just too many things going around in Denver. So they're going to lose this game. The Patriots have really looked good this year. Cam Newton is proving all his haters wrong. Bill Belichick is always a mastermind, and the defense is still great. So I'm going to go with the Patriots here at home. Easy win against the Broncos.
Yeah, I agree. So what's the next game you got?
I got the Washington football team and the Giants.
You're good. All right. Washington versus the Giants. The tale of two very bad teams. I mean, both these teams just suck. I mean, this is the battle for who gets a top 5 pick. No, both of them are bad enough to get a top 5 pick, but whoever loses this game is going to get a higher pick. And you know what? I'm going to take the Washington football team. I think they're a better team, even though you can't really brag about that because they are the Giants. But I think that the Washington football team is better, and I think they're going to win.
I agree with you. I am taking the Washington football team because Ron Rivera. I can't really say much about Joe Judge. He's not terrible. It's not his fault. The Giants are stinking it up. But obviously, I'm gonna take Ron Rivera because he's obviously a better coach than Joe Judge as of now. Until Joe Judge proves otherwise. Um, and the their D line is so much better than the Giants D line. If Chase Young plays, that's gonna cause a lot of problems for the Giants offensive line, which is not really that good.
It's not.
So, Kyle Allen impressed me yesterday, kind of. Well, not yesterday, last week against the Rams. So he can definitely light up this Giants defense. Although the Giants defense have proven to be somewhat good this year.
Yeah, I mean, they're okay. They've played the NFC East though.
Actually, Gary Cole said, "Do you all know that Le'Veon Bell's under contract till 2022?"
That was that was with the Jets, I believe.
I don't know if it's different for us.
It's a 1-year deal. It has to be a 1-year deal. We wouldn't have signed him for that long. Anyway, what's your next game?
My next game, I'm picking the Washington football team. So
yeah, we both picked the Washington football team.
Next game is the Baltimore Ravens at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Not much to say here. Eagles suck. Ravens are good. Ravens win this game.
I'm gonna go with the Ravens, but don't be surprised if the Eagles upset.
I would be very surprised. The Eagles are one of those teams that I've lost faith in, dude. I really have. I'm not high on the Ravens or the Eagles.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the Ravens here, but I want to be like the Ravens aren't playing that good offensively.
Yeah, but the Eagles are just I don't know. I don't like what I see from them, so who knows? But what's the next game? So we both picked the Ravens.
Mm-hmm. Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Actually, these are one of the better games.
This is going to be a fun game. It's going to be a tough one too. That's really good. I'm going to take the Steelers just because they're at home. I guess I know that they don't have. Well, they might have fans actually. They have like a few, but I think that the Browns have kind of exceeded expectations so far, and they're going to get brought back to reality a little bit. I don't think the Steelers are as good as everybody says they are, but against the Browns, I expect them to win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Steelers here. Steelers 5-0. Who would have thought? Whew, the AFC is competitive this year.
Yeah, it really is.
Gotta go with the Steelers. Because they're at home. They've owned the Browns at home for almost a decade now. I know the Browns are 4-1. I know they're better. They're not the old Brownies. I think it'll be a close game. Kevin Stefanski's really proving everyone that he's a really good coach for this team. So yeah. I think that the Steelers are going to win this game, but in a close one.
Oh, what's up, Andy Rod? You want to give us predictions?
So we got the Steelers versus Browns, right?
Yeah. Who do you have?
For my week 6 picks, I got the Steelers winning because right now the Steelers are competitive, and I really do like their defensive line, and I think that's going to be their X factor in this game. But like Village Boy says, I think they're going to win it in a close one because the Browns have been proving people wrong.
Yeah, they have.
So I got the Steelers. Give me the Steelers 28.
Wouldn't shock me if the Browns win.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm
Yeah.
saying, the Steelers, they're kind of exceeding expectations. Kind of. No one would have thought the Steelers would be like 4-0. Right now. So, yeah.
All right, so Andy Rod, what was your final score?
I got the Steelers 28, Browns 24.
Okay. All right, so what's the next game? We all picked the Steelers.
Next game is the Bears at Carolina, or at Bears at Panthers.
Ooh. I think the Bears are going to win. I do think the Bears are overrated, but something about that team led by Nick Foles is just I don't want to pick against them. I think the Bears are going to win.
I'm gonna go with the Panthers at home. Teddy Bridgewater's playing good, playing really good. The Bears, they're kind of escaping here with wins. They're barely beating people. Like what I mean, like barely beating people. They're literally winning games like by 3 points or 1 point. So
That's
I'm gonna
true.
go with the Panthers at home because Teddy Bridgewater is really proving a lot of haters wrong. I thought the Panthers would be like the worst team in the league, and they're not. Like the worst team in the league are obviously the Jets, obviously, no brainer there. But I think the Panthers would actually be really good, and they're gonna win this game.
What do you think, A-Rod?
For this one, I actually got the Bears winning in a close one because right now the Panthers have been proving people wrong that they still can compete. But I gotta go with the Bears. I think, like you said, Michael, there's something going on with Nick Foles in that Bears team. So I got the Bears winning in the close one. I actually got the Bears winning 24, Panthers 20.
Okay. Okay. So what we all well no, me and Andy Rod picked the Bears and Village Boy picked the Panthers. So what's the next game?
The next game it was the Lions at the Jaguars.
Wow. Okay. Give me the Lions. I think that the Lions kind of shocked me when they beat the Cardinals, and I think that they are going to pull out a win. Jacksonville, unfortunately, won that first game of the season because if they didn't, they're in the running for the worst team. So I think that the Lions win this game. Are they on the road or at home?
They're on the road.
I think they'll win this game on the road. I really do.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going with the Lions. The Jacksonville Jaguars are on. They're literally free fall mode right now. Free fall. Yeah, I can't really pick the Jags to win any games right now, so I'm gonna go with the Lions.
All right, Andy Rod, what do you think?
For this one, yeah, I gotta go with the Lions on this one because right now I'm not trusting the Jags, and I think Matt Patricia has something for the Jags, especially coming off of they had a bye week, right?
Yeah,
Did they had a bye week or no?
yeah, they come out
Okay,
the bye week.
yeah, I think the Lions are gonna win it. Yeah, I got Lions winning. Yeah, give me the Lions. I got the Lions 27, Jacksonville 17.
So we all picked the Lions. All right, what's the next game?
Jets at Miami.
Oh, I'm taking Miami. After what they did last week against the Niners, give me Miami. I think that the Dolphins
Yeah,
are a much better team than people think, and so I'll take the Dolphins to win this game at home.
I'm taking Miami. I don't need to say much here. I'm not gonna talk about the Jets no more. What a disgraceful franchise. I'm not gonna say anything.
just say Adam Gase.
Yeah. Until they fire Adam Gates, I'm not saying anything about the Jets. So Miami.
Oh boy. All right, Andy, what do you think?
For this one, yeah, I got the Dolphins on this one right now. I'm not liking the Jets. Even if Flacco or Sam Darnold start, it wouldn't make a difference because you know how Adam Gase is. Adam Gase is just definitely a terrible coach. So, yeah, give me the Dolphins. They're going to win this game easily, actually. So, I actually got the Dolphins winning. Give me the Dolphins 30, Jets 13.
I saw your comment, Ash. I knew that was a joke. At least I hoped it was a joke. All right, how good was Le'Veon going to be in Kansas City? I think he's going to be good. We kind of talked about this earlier, so if you didn't see that, you can go back to the stream. But yeah, I think he's going to be very good. All right, what's the next game?
Next game is the Packers at Tampa Bay.
Wow, that's going to be a good game.
Green Bay at Tampa Bay.
Give me the Packers. I think that Aaron Rodgers is on a revenge tour. They've looked pretty good so far this year. Yeah, I'll take the Packers.
Give me Tampa Bay.
Actually, Michael, I gotta go, man. But if I had to choose, I got Packers.
All right, sounds good, man. Thanks for coming by.
No problem, man. Have a nice day, guys.
You too.
Yeah, give me Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game. I mean, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can win that game, they're gonna prove a lot of people wrong. But the Packers just look very good right now.
I know, but I think Tampa Bay will win. I can't really see the Buccaneers going 3-3. Tom Brady's too resilient. He's pissed off. A lot of people are talking shit that he can't remember what down it is. So I think he has something to prove in this game.
That's fair, though. That is very fair. Let's see. I'll try to answer a question in between each game. Is Le'Veon running back one in KC? Right now, no. They'll split carries, but Clyde's probably going to get the majority of the carries. But that doesn't mean that Le'Veon's not going to get a ton of touches because they'll probably pass it to him in the screen game and maybe if he lines up in the slot. All right. What's the next game?
On Sunday Night Football, we got the Los Angeles Rams and the 49ers. The 49ers are at home.
Give me the Rams. After the Niners last week, give me the Rams.
Yeah, I got the Rams here too. I don't think the Niners will make the playoffs this year. Really unfortunate. I was looking at their schedule. They got a brutal schedule coming up. Really brutal. I think it's one of the hardest schedules right now. And I don't think they're going to win another game until December. If you look at their schedule, they will not win another game until December.
Dude, the 49ers looked awful. I mean, just awful. So, I mean, yeah, I'll take the Rams in this game easily.
I'm taking the Rams too.
What's up, Chiefs Royal Sporting? All right, now we get to the Monday games. And the best game of the week is, I believe, the Chiefs and Bills.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bill. No, I'm taking the Chiefs here.
Almost got you slipping.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs here. Chiefs are pissed off. I know the Bills will be pissed off too, but I know you would say, well, the Chiefs don't really lose back-to-back games. Yeah, we did lose back-to-back games last year against the Colts and Texans, but I can't really see the Chiefs losing back-to-back games, just because they personally think all the players think we should have beat the Raiders. Like they're gonna be really motivated, pissed off. The Bills, I don't know if they're getting Tre'Davious White back or John Brown back or Matt Milano back. Who knows? But if those players aren't playing, then I just can't really see the Bills competing offensively with the Chiefs. And the Bills' defense was supposed to be really good coming into this year, and they haven't really been that good. They haven't.
They haven't.
Kind of shocked. The Bills' defense. The Bills. I think their strong point was supposed to be their defense. Like usually the defense would carry them and win games and stuff like that. But they haven't been good this year. They've been giving up a lot of points. They're not really good on the back end this year. And it's as a Bills fan, if you're a Bills fan, you'd be concerned. Like what's going on with this defense? Why is this defense not as good as it was last year? So that's a definitely concern. A lot of They let Ryan Tannehill dot them up last week Tuesday, and that was pretty surprising. I thought the Bills' defense would be better than it was last week, but it hasn't really been impressive. It hasn't really been impressive this year, and that's kind of shocking. But I do think the Chiefs will win. Maybe I would say 21 to 34.
I think that this is going to be closer, but I still think the Chiefs win by a touchdown. Looking at this game, I mean, like you said, the Bills' defense has not been very good this year. The Chiefs' defense has something to prove in this game. I mean, they looked awful against the Raiders, so they got to bounce back. And like we said earlier, they really only have one weapon. You take away Stephon Diggs, and they have nothing. And make Josh Allen feel the pressure. I know he's a mobile quarterback, but let Frank Clark sack him. Let Chris Jones apply the pressure. Make sure that Josh Allen is as uncomfortable as possible to make sure that the Chiefs can win this game. But at the end of the day, I think this is a game that Patrick Mahomes comes out and just lights this Bills defense on fire. I expect 350 yards plus with 4 TDs. I think it's going to be a big game for Mahomes, and he's got a lot to prove. So the Chiefs win this game by a final score of 35-28. All right, what's the next game?
The final game of the week will be the Cardinals at the Cowboys.
Ooh, don't like the Cowboys, even if they had Prescott, which they don't, unfortunately. They're not winning that game. I'm taking the Cardinals.
I think it'll be closer. Andy Dalton's not bad. He's not a bad backup. I think this game will be closer. I think this game could go either way, but I'm ultimately going to choose the Cardinals. Wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked if the Cowboys win this game. No, not at all. But defensively, the Cowboys defense is still not good, and the Cardinals
is awful.
The Cardinals are better, so I'm gonna choose the Cardinals here, but in a close one.
Yeah, so that concludes our Week 6 picks. It's a very fun week to pick. I noticed that. Last week it was just kind of meh. Most of the games are pretty predictable, but whoa, your mic just had an aneurysm. All right, you're better now. But
my bad.
You're good. All right, so it was a cool predictions show tonight. I think that we had a lot of good games, and I think that with that being said, we're gonna wrap up this stream. Village Boy, where can the people find you?
So my Instagram is Chiefs Palace. On Instagram is Chief Palace. Just type that. That's where I do all my analysis of every game. I post game days, score predictions. I'm more active on there than on YouTube. So you see me commenting on some YouTubes, but I'm more active on Instagram. Not on YouTube anymore.
And so you can follow him at Chiefs Palace on Instagram. You can also follow me on Instagram at KC_Sports Report. Like I said earlier, everybody stay tuned tomorrow. We're dropping a Le'Veon Bell hype video. It's going to be very exciting, and I spent a lot of time and energy on it. It's going to be really cool. So stay on the lookout for that, and I really appreciate everybody for coming by. Special shout out to Maximo and Tony Fuentes for the donations. I really appreciate that. And for everybody that came by, I really appreciate it. And have a great rest of your Friday night. And I'll be back here Monday night with more Chiefs content. All right, I'll see you guys Monday, and have a good rest of your Friday night.